What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Gilby, also known as Gilbert, and welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, I'm a licensed cosmetologist slash esthetician. I've been licensed for over 10 years now, and I make videos just to share with you the knowledge that I've learned, whether it be through school, continuing education classes, my time spent in a salon or spa, and the things that I've learned from other stylists or estheticians, kind of just sharing it with everybody, just so that you can kind of figure out what's best for your skin type, for your hair type, for your face shape when it comes to makeup, because not everybody has the same skin type or the same hair type or the same face shape. Different things work for different people, just because we're all made up differently, and that's the beauty about being an individual. So yeah, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new, welcome, and for those of you returning, thank you for coming back and taking the time out to watch my videos and to share my videos. So now that you've seen my first two videos, my first video was more of an introduction video giving you a little bit about myself and my background and where I'm from, and the second video was more of a in-depth look at what I like to do for my skincare routine on a weekly basis. So like more of an at-home type facial that's going to give me a little bit of a deeper cleanse and a little bit of a deeper exfoliation. So now that I've got that out of the way and broke that down for you, now we're going to start talking about skin types, the different skin types, some characteristics of each skin type, and then some products that I would recommend, whether they are drugstore products or more like department stores, so like Ulta, Sephora, and even Dillard's and Macy's, or even online that you can find. So if skin types and products is something that you're interested in learning about, then definitely stick around and keep on watching. And welcome back. So like I said, this video is going to be more about skin types and kind of breaking down each skin type with like characteristics, ways that you could kind of treat each skin type or kind of help each skin type to kind of help what's bothering you or what your problem area is, and then some products to kind of go along with that as well. So the first skin type that I'm going to break down for you is going to be my personal skin type. It's going to be acne, oily, or combination oily skin. My skin has a tendency to fluctuate between combination oily and then of course to all over oily, depending on a few things, whether it be like the weather, my diet, and then just generally what I'm kind of going through at the moment. So some key signs to show if you got oily or combination skin, of course, is the main one that pretty much everybody knows about. So it's going to be, you're going to have a shining cast throughout the day. If you're more combination skin, it would be more about where your oily areas are. So just getting to know your face and your skin type. Generally, when it comes to oily skin, you generally have more of an oily cast. If it's combination, you're going to have more the T-zone area. So basically across the forehead and down the center of the face, that's going to be more of your combination oily skin type areas. And then when it comes to all over oily, you know, you're going to have that shiny cast generally all over the face. Now what causes that is going to be your excess, your oil glands are producing an excess amount of oil because it feels like your skin is a little dehydrated. And what I mean by that is that the nervous system is sending kind of like texts or messages or little spurts letting your oil glands, hey, you guys need to work into overdrive. We're dehydrated, the skin's dehydrated, the body's dehydrated. So let's just start pumping out excess amounts of oil to kind of lack up for that moisture that we're lacking in the skin. So basically that's what it's going to do. That's why you see all that excess amount of oil. So one thing that you want to kind of do to kind of counteract that and look at is how much water you're intaking. Are you having enough glasses of water or drinking enough water? Do you have a well-balanced diet when it comes to water? Generally, the good rule of thumb that I used to tell clients is that you want to drink anywhere between 1 to 2 liters of water a day. Of course, it can fluctuate. I don't necessarily mean that water is all you have to drink. For someone like myself, I love me some Dr. Pepper. I love me some Red Bull. But I do have to keep in mind, okay, if I had if I'm drinking more soda than I normally drink, or if I'm drinking more energy drinks than I normally drink, I need to up my water intake in between there, or kind of cut back and watch and add some more water to my diet. Um, so you just kind of want to keep that in mind. Now, I know there is a math equation out there that will actually break it down for you how much water you should be drinking based on your specific body weight. And I think what it is you take your actual body weight, divide that by 2, and then the number you get, you divide that by 8, and that'll tell you how many ounces of water you should be drinking a day, or how many glasses of an 8-ounce glass you should be drinking if you divide it by 8. But generally, the good rule of thumb, like I said, is just anywhere between 1 liter to 2 liters of water a day. And then another thing that kind of makes your skin kind of pump out excess oil is the weather. For me, like when it's summer, like right now in Texas, it's summer and it's hella hot. Anybody that knows Texas summer is like, it's seriously hot. My skin will pump out excess oil. It looks super oily all day. I feel like I could literally take a white paper towel and just wipe it across my face. And it's just gross with the amount of oil that comes off. But, that's the heat in the summer. That's when I try to make sure that I'm drinking enough water. I'll try to switch to like more of a gel-based moisturizer when in the summertime, so it doesn't feel super heavy on my skin when it comes to like lotions and stuff, or actual moisturizers. And then something else that kind of, when it's the winter time, well, I don't want to say winter because Texas doesn't have winter. It's more of like a fall. But yeah, so in the colder months, my skin does get a little drier. It might get a little dry and flaky and itchy. So I'll have to switch my skincare routine or my skincare products in the colder months, just to kind of help with that dryness that I'm having. So weather definitely plays a big part in what your skin reacts and how it reacts. Third, I should say, and everybody goes through this, it's puberty. Your hormones are going like crazy. It's a roller coaster for you. We've all been there. We've all just kind of been through that cycle. Well, I would like to think that we've all been through that cycle. But anyways, back to that. Puberty is a definitely key factor in everybody's hormones and their skin. Your body's changing. It's going through all kinds of changes, so your skin's going to go through that change as well. And then, of course, when it comes to women who are either expecting or it's that time of the month, that's also a hormonal imbalance sometimes, so your skin is going to fluctuate there. You might break out more. You might have drier skin because your skin's not producing as much oil, or you might develop oily skin because it's producing too much oil. So yeah, definitely those are also things to kind of keep in mind whenever you see a breakout or something, or your skin changes or whatever. So kind of things to help with that, that's going to be where you're looking at more of like, okay, well, what kind of products am I using? Should I switch my skincare to more something that's going to help combat that acne that I'm breaking out with? But we'll get into products later. And then also another factor or another characteristic of oily skin is that your pores are going to be a little bit more larger than normal. And the reason that is because the actual hair follicle that lies underneath the surface, so this is the skin or this is the top of the skin, it would be, we learn it as the actual root of the skin or the root of the hair. It's what lies underneath. That's going to be a little bit larger than normal because of the excess oil that your skin's producing. It has to have somewhere to go, so it's going to come up the hair follicle, and that's what causes all that extra enlarged pore. Now, one common misconception when it comes to pores is that people think that, give me something that I can do to help shrink or give me something that I can do to help close my pores, or what can I do to help open my pores so I can get a better cleanse so my skin can breathe. Kind of need to throw that out the window and change the way you think about that, because When it comes to pores, pores actually don't have a muscle, so they're not going to open and close. There's nothing that's going to help them do that. Yes, there are muscles underneath your skin on the face. You do have facial muscles, but when it comes to the skin itself and the actual pore, there are no muscles in the skin. So your pores can't open and close. They can appear smaller, and by doing that, there are things that you can do that will help minimize your pores. So when it comes to makeup, there are pore filler primers that you can use. When it comes to moisturizers, the same. There are pore minimizing moisturizers. You can even do a little bit of a deeper exfoliation. But that's going to be something that you're going to have to go see, whether it's an esthetician or a dermatologist, because it needs to be something that's a little bit deeper than a type of exfoliation you can get at home. It'll be more of like a chemical peel, a microdermabrasion, that would help smooth out the surface to kind of get rid of those pores. Because you have to think of an enlarged pore like hyperpigmentation or acne scarring or anything like that. It's all stuff that's gonna, yes, you can see it on the surface of the skin, but it's stuff that actually lies beneath, because there are 7 layers to the skin. So it's going to be something that's going to be after like the first 2 layers. So you're talking about like layers maybe like 3 and 4. And to get that far, you need to just exfoliate the skin, so all of those scars or hyperpigmentation is coming up to the surface to where a point where you actually just exfoliate them off. But we'll get into exfoliating in another video. But yeah, that would be a way to kind of combat open pores. So yeah, pores can't open and close. You can't, make them, open and close or anything like that. So kind of keep that in mind whenever you're looking at skincare or skincare tips and stuff and products. Now I know there is one actual upside to having oily skin, and I know probably some of you are rolling your eyes or like, really, Gilbert, like what's the upside to having shiny skin that makes me break out? But really, the plus side to having oily skin is that oily skin actually ages at a slower rate, because that excess oil is going to be your skin's natural barrier to like the environment and pollutants and free radicals and stuff like that. And it's also going to help your skin's natural moisturizer. So having all that excess oil actually helps the skin a little bit. Now you don't want to have so much oil that, you definitely want to have a nice oil balance to your skin. So that's why you want to use maybe some like oil-free products, some oil absorbing products to help absorb that excess oil. Do your water balance to see if you're having enough water intake. But yeah, oily skin does age a lot slower. If it's me personally, like, I would rather deal with that acne breakout and the occasional shiny cast throughout the day if I can look a couple of years younger. But that's just personal preference. So, but yeah. So for the most part, oily skin, there are things that you can do to kind of help combat that excess oil production. There are a few plus sides to having oily skin. There are some downsides to having oily skin, but just knowing what causes oily skin and how you can combat that and kind of help control that. I hope I gave you some helpful information. That's going to wrap up this video. Definitely like it, comment it, share it if you feel like it was interesting, or if you feel like someone that might find this video helpful. But yeah, I will have to make this into a 2-part video when it comes to the products and stuff, just because there was so much information when it comes to oily skin to talk about. So yeah, for that now, I will see you next time. Peace.